Hey, 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 pre-K. It's time for Joy Moves Us Part 4. So we're moving on with Moving with the Shapes, and today we've got new shapes. So if you've done Miss Annie's art lesson, Art with Shapes Part 3 and Part 4, and if you've done Miss Delphine's lesson on rectangles and squares, then we're ready to go. So let me first ask you, what is the difference between the square shape and the rectangle shape? Very similar, right? But different, as Miss Delphine told you. So with the square, all of these sides, all these four sides, as you remember, exactly the same size. With the rectangle, this is the same size as this, and this is the same size as this. So I want you to keep those two things in mind when we are creating shapes with our body so you can guess which one it is. You're gonna have to think very carefully. All right, but first we'll start with a warm-up. Today's warm-up starts with a nice little jog in place, or jogging in place. We're gonna kick that up a notch now. Give me some flat hands up in the sky, and we're gonna do high knees. Ready? Here we go. Bring up those knees nice and high. Touch those hands. All right, good job, good job. Keep it going. Yeah, get that heartbeat going. And then we're going to bring it back down to a slow jog. And now you're gonna give me a little tick-tock hop. And ready? Here we go. And tick-tock, 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 tick. Good job. Very nice. All right, so now, first we're gonna do a little review. So the first two shapes we learned about were the circle and the triangle. We're gonna bring them back for the warm-up. So I found that if I place my hands like this, I've got two little tiny triangles. See them? And we're gonna move them in circles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Other way, 5, 6, 7, 8. We could even do one at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring it back. 5, 6, 7, 8. Good job, friends. Nice. All right, now we're going to go and have a seat on our mat or our comfy floor. And here we go. First, we're going to move through with our back, create a triangle, create a circle, and come down in slow motion. When you come through from your back, I want you to let your spine get all curvy. So we go curve, and then up to make the triangle, then make the circle, and slow motion down. So we're gonna come through, breathe, up to the triangle, open to the circle, and up, down, and around. Okay, so now if you come a little closer, we're going to make a triangle right over here. See it? There it is. And we're gonna make a circle right over here. This exercise is let's put our circle over our triangle. All right, flex that foot. 1, 2, 3, circle over my triangle. Here's a circle over my triangle. And switch. There's that triangle again. See it? All right, we put our circle over our triangle. And we take our circle over our triangle. Last one. Here's another circle, another triangle. Do you see it? Have you found it? Take the arm that matches this leg, and we're going to go circle over our triangle and reach that foot. See, there's the triangle. Make a circle over your triangle. Other way. Here's that triangle. We go circle over our triangle and circle over our triangle. Very nice. All right, so now I was trying to think, how are we going to make a square? It was easy to make a circle, and it was easy to make a triangle. Remember, we made a whole bunch of triangles like that? But I was like, how are we going to make a square? And then I remembered Miss Annie showed us how we could take a square apart using our right angles. And we can do that with our hands, right? Letter L, letter L. And if you take one L and you turn it upside down, you can put them together and notice it makes a square. And then I thought, how are we going to be able to do that with our bodies? So I took some straws and I thought about it for a while. And I made these two right angles, and I put them together, and it formed, that's right, it formed a square. And I thought, how on earth are we gonna do that? And I tried, and it wasn't working out. So, I found my son Greg, and I said, let's try this. And we got together, and we made a square, with each of us making 1/2 of the square. And when you put us together, it makes one full square. Do you think you could try to do that with somebody in your house today? I bet you can. Give it a try. That would be so very cool. And then I went to do Miss Annie's art lesson yesterday. Wasn't that fun? And that was about special shapes. So on the road to special shapes is one of my favorites, the diamond. Ta-da! And girls and boys, we love diamonds. So I thought, well, that's perfect because in dance and exercise, we always make diamonds at the beginning of class, only we call them pliés. But every time you make a plié, you actually make a diamond shape with your knees. Let's see if we can match the diamond shape with our knees. See if you can find it, boys and girls. And demi-plié, is there a diamond there? I think so. Add up. And demi-plié, is there another diamond? And stretch. How many diamonds can you make today? Probably a lot. You might be able to make enough diamonds for a crown. Ooh, all right. So keep making those diamonds. And then I thought, the next thing Miss Annie taught you how to do was the rhombus. And a rhombus is a very, very special kind of a diamond because what happens is you take these two lines, like from a rectangle, and you kind of stretch them in different directions. See that? So then I took my rulers and I realized if this represents one part of the rhombus and this represents the other part of the rhombus and they go opposite directions, they make a new shape by pulling this way. See that? So let's just say one ruler represents the top and another ruler represents the bottom. Now we're going to take those two lines and put them places. So this top line, I'm going to put right here. And this blue line, I'm going to put right here across where my hips are. And we're going to make these shapes go like this. We can't make a rhombus shape, but we can make a rhombus action. And to do that, we call that isolations in dance. Now, you're going to hear the word isolation a lot these days. And it usually doesn't mean anything too happy at the moment. However, in dance, isolation happens to be a good word. So in dance, sometimes we isolate our head. Sometimes we isolate our shoulders. Sometimes we isolate our hips, which means you only move one part of your body at a time. But today we're going to isolate our rib cage. That's here, this bony part right here. So we're going to take those two rhombus lines. This is really advanced, but I know you can do it. Stand up as tall as you can, little geometry friends. And we're going to take this line and move them in opposite directions. 1, 2, 3, move, and move, and move, and move. And we have created a rhombus doing rib cage isolations. Nice job. All right, well, the last thing I noticed is that Miss Delphine always cuts out her shapes. Did you ever notice that? In all her lessons, her shapes have been cut out. And I thought, well, that's really nice of her. She cuts out all these shapes for us like that. I'm sure you've seen her do it, right? So I thought, I think we should cut out our shapes too. So let's do that today. We're gonna cut out our shapes, which means we need some scissors. But we're gonna make scissors. So here we go. Laying on your mat, you're gonna come to your elbows and stay propped up. We're going to take our two legs and raise them up into the air and start the scissors. 1, scissor 2, scissor 3, scissor 4, 5, scissor 6, scissor 7, scissor more, 8, scissor 9, scissor 10, scissors go, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. How many scissors can you do? you could probably do even more. All right. One of our challenges for today is to identify the square or the rectangle. So in this stretch that we do in dance, remember we did the pentagon the other day? We're gonna take it down a little lower. Ready? We're gonna rest our elbows on our knees. Give yourself a stretch from side to side. Put one hand on this knee and give it a push. Feels so good. Hand on this knee and give it a push. Feels so good. All right, now checking out the shape that's directly underneath me in this space. You tell me, is it more a square or a rectangle? Take a long think about it. If you said rectangle, you are correct. All right, going on all fours, I would like you to see the shape created here under my body. Is that one more a rectangle or a square? Aha, if you said square, you are correct. In fact, it's kind of like a cube, which is that 3D figure Miss Delphine was talking about. So we're gonna do a little breathing. Breathe in, take up your spine, breathe out, and change the shape. Take your chin up, and breathe in, and breathe out, and breathe in, and breathe out. Nice job. All right, today we're gonna do a little strengthening. Stay in this position and get on your toes. Gregory, come in and take a look at those toes, making sure they're on their toes. So I don't want any weak little pre-K kids in my class. We're strong little apples. Here we go. Up on your knees, you're up on your toes, and we're going to touch the knees. Ready? Touch, 2, 3, 4. Touch, 2, 3, 4. Touch, 2, 3, 4. Touch, 2, 3, and 4. I want to know how many of those you could do today. That would be awesome. All right, we're gonna bicycle away now, friends, to say goodbye. So I want you to join in. So we're gonna be here because we would love to go for a bike ride since we're all getting a little tired of staying in the house. So let's put our hands behind our head. You need to keep your back and your upper back, shoulders and head lifted off the floor. We're gonna pick up our legs and we're gonna go for a bike ride. Here we go, friends. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. What do you pass on your bike ride today? Did you pass the ice cream store? You know, Gregory works in an ice cream store. All right. Oh no, we have to bicycle backwards. There's our neighbor. Hi, Sally. Nice to see you. Maybe you needed something today at the store that we can get for you. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again on Joy Moves You Part 4.